Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, dogs, planes, automobiles, and everything in between, you are now officially rocking with the Fresh. I am Chris G of AFRSH.com, and along with me are
Jack Ritt.
And Jason Berman.
and this is episode 2 now of the AFRSH Podcast. For those who are just jumping in on this, pretty much what this is we pretty much put you guys up on what you need to know, whether it be in news, sneaker culture, art, design, shit, life, or just whatever the fuck is on our minds. Um, Fellas, what's going on? Anybody?
We can start talking about the punish. What's going on with Netflix? If you guys want.
Well, I was just saying what's going on, but okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just doing nothing right now.
I'm chilling.
You don't
Nice.
sound like.
I actually was taking a nap. You guys woke me up.
Nice, nice.
That's probably why you didn't answer your phone.
What?
That's probably why you didn't answer your phone.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why I kind of fell asleep, because you guys said it like at 6. So, at 6:30, I kind of fell asleep.
Wow.
All right, all right. We're gonna need you to stop taking that Ambien, get you some Red Bull or some 5-hour drink.
That's 2 weeks
Seriously.
for me.
Or you could just hook some jumper cables to your nipples and just start up your car, however you want to do it.
I might just do it.
All right. But we are about, 5 hours now away from already being advised recently that the NFL has finally issued their punishment on Tom Brady. Sports fans and probably Patriots are going to go in on this towards me, and people who know me best are probably going to blame me for my affiliation to the Redskins, but fuck it. Might as well chalk this up on what we call fresh out on the site, which fresh out for us means fresh out of fucks to give. I'm going to put it out there like this. Tom Brady, for those in the know, won his Super Bowl, his 4th Super Bowl this past February. He's being given a 4-game suspension. Now, Greg Hardy, who's I believe either offensive lineman, defensive tackle. Jason, you can go ahead and correct me on whichever one I'm wrong at. But Greg Hardy was initially charged on a separate plane for domestic abuse against his girlfriend and was offered a 10-game suspension and then got it shortened to 4 games. Le'Veon Bell had a DUI with marijuana and is getting a 4-game suspension, and then he got that shortened to 2 games.
Yeah, because we know marijuana is a performance drug, right? Performance enhancer drug. I mean, God damn it.
Something like that. However,
Yeah.
Tom Brady, a.k.a. the golden boy of the NFL, a.k.a. probably arguably the face of the league and first ballot NFL Hall of Famer, gets 4 games thrown at him, which Tom Brady is now in his, I believe, 31, 32-year-old. 4 games to anybody in his position, regardless of accolades, is like a vacation, especially if it's in the beginning of the season. So he's still willing to fight this. And I just don't understand how a billion-dollar league is offering cheating and potentially what may have cost the Indianapolis Colts possibly a trip to the Super Bowl. And on top of that, just negated what could have happened to the Seattle Seahawks, because at the end of the day, this offset a chain reaction of things. So whether or not this 4-game suspension goes on or not, at the end of the day, they're not going to revoke the rings. all the players' salary bonuses have, I'm sure, been deposited long after February. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand why Roger Goodell still has the title of commissioner when all this fuckery has been happening for the last 5, 6 months now.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Seriously.
The thing is that if Tom Brady just played ball, it would have been 2-game suspension. He would have been reduced just like everyone else was. Every player, pretty much you name, had a reduction of games because of cooperation. And it's not about him being guilty. It was about the fact that Tom Brady literally destroyed evidence and was uncooperative with the league investigation.
Yeah, didn't he destroy his phone?
Well, he
Yeah.
had a guy destroy it for him.
Oh, God.
An assistant destroy his phone, which at worst would have said he knew about it or didn't know about it. And instead of saying, like, oops, I didn't know, he wasn't cooperative the entire time. That's why they went to his phone. That's why they wanted everything that he ever did, like emails, to see if what was his involvement in with the managers in the locker room and at the balls that deflated about 2 or 3, and those 2 guys were fired. Of course, we know that. The Patriots accepted all the punishments. The 2 picks are lost, and the money was already paid for, which is not that a lot of money when you think about it. But Tom Brady doesn't want it on his record that he was guilty, so he's fighting it. And Goodell now cannot look like a chump, so he is now, instead of enjoying his summer off, is literally up in his office day and night creating laws. So when Brady takes it to federal court, he could show that Goodell had all the evidence and all the proof to say, I did what was right by the league, and why he needs 4 games suspended. And that's it.
This is pretty much what the NFLPA had to say on Tom Brady's suspension. They said the commissioner's ruling today did nothing to address the legal deficiencies of due process. The NFL remains stuck with the following facts. The NFL had no policy that applied to players. The NFL provided no notice of any such policy or potential discipline of players. The NFL resorted to a nebulous standard of general awareness to predicate a legally unjustified punishment. The NFL had no procedures in place until 2 days ago to test air pressure in footballs, and the NFL violated the plain meaning of collective bargaining agreement. I'm sorry, my bad. I skipped this part. The fact that the NFL would resort to basing a suspension on a smokescreen of irrelevant text messages instead of admitting that they have all of the phone records they asked for is a new low, even for them. But it does nothing to correct the errors. So, I'm sorry, and the NFLPA will appeal the outrageous decision on behalf of Tom Brady. Again, even for someone like you, Jack, who doesn't even understand all the logistics of the sport, at the end of the day, a man walks away from a 10-game suspension of beating his wife to 4 games. And someone who cheated his way or had some hand to do in getting in the Super Bowl starts at 4 games. Now, that has so many different meanings for the standard of NFL that I just don't understand it. Like, I get that, to some aspects, arguably this is someone that could potentially affect, ticket sales as a whole for Patriots fans and even the people who want to see the Patriots, specifically for him for the road games. But at the end of the day, there's no clear-cut, concise level of understanding of consequences. Like, the NFL has been around for what feels like lifetime, like hundreds of years, and you're trying to tell me that a simple checking of a ball is something that you've never felt you had the decency to figure out? Like, they just named a new position of official ball checker as someone that will check the ball and have it up until 10 minutes before kickoff to make sure that the ball is regulation. It took this incident for this to be in place. How like I don't irresponsible of a person as Roger Goodell could be and still keep his motherfucking job. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a lack of foresight, I feel, on the whole entire thing. Even then, Goodell saying that how he kind of ignored the video of that player who hit his wife in the elevator. I forget the player's name. I think you just mentioned it.
Right.
Ray Rice.
Yeah, Ray Rice. That entire incident also put some what do you call? Put some doubts in Goodell. So I feel that maybe the Tom Brady thing was just his way of saying, no, I'm in charge, and here's the way it is, you know?
Yeah, but the thing
See,
is, worst case scenario is Ray Rice. My bad, Jason. But worst case
but
scenario, Ray Rice got 11 game suspension, or actually, I'm sorry, he got a full season suspension. And on top of that, when you look at someone like Adrian Peterson, he got 11 game suspension for just disciplining his kid.
Yeah,
So
I remember that
again,
too.
you have a DUI that got 4 games. I'm sorry, what was it? 6. Damn, there's so many fuck ups that I can't keep straight. But you had someone that initially had 4 games suspension for a DUI with marijuana possession, dropped from 4 to 2, domestic abuse from 10 to 4, cheating your way into the motherfucking Super Bowl from 4 games. Like, and I gotta correct myself what I initially said earlier. Tom Brady is 37-year-old. That's 37-year-old. So again, this is arguably a vacation, and they're not playing anybody in the first 4 games for them to even really feel worried of any kind. You know what I'm saying? And even during one of these games, the team themselves have a bye week. So I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me.
it's
Yeah.
about the it's about the image. Goodell messed up horribly with the Ray Rice issue. So now he's punishing everyone who's pretty much doing anything. He's trying to find the right punishment for the right crime. He's dealing with 30 plus billionaires for the team. So he has to be fair to the team owners, but also show he has strength. And like I said, he always been giving down reductions to players who cooperate. Everyone who cooperates, he reduces the sentence to show if you commit the crime, please tell us so we don't have to investigate you, and you will get a reduction in the games you're suspended. Tom Brady, unfortunately, refused to work with the investigators, refused to work with Wells, the guy who was just simply trying to figure out what happened, and we don't even know how it affected the game. We don't still know the amount of air pressure. We know how much air pressure was kind of taken out of the ball, but still, we don't know how it would affect the game because he's a pro athlete. It wouldn't have mattered that much. So it's more of the fact that Tom Brady destroyed evidence, refused to cooperate, is the reason why he's upholding the 4 games instead of saying, okay, let's go with 2. And now it's going to go to court. That's simple as that.
Honestly speaking, I just feel like court or not, game suspension or not, this needs to be something bigger into getting Roger Goodell the fuck out. Seriously, like I'm tired of hearing all these fuck ups. Like for fans of the sport, I feel like this takes so much away from it that I can't honestly enjoy it. And to be honest with you, last season, like my team or not, I wasn't really into it. I couldn't because every other day you heard something about Ray Rice, then you heard another thing about someone else. Whether every other day was either someone beating up on a girlfriend or someone getting drunk and getting behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? And we already heard, and I'm probably shooting myself in the foot because I don't remember the name, but the guy that killed a fellow teammate from the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like we see what the hell led to that, and it's just like there is no calm. Like I just feel like he is as dumb as they come. He's not gonna straighten out. he obviously has a good enough relationship with the owners to actually still be in office, and there's nothing that's going to be done. And I feel like the best way that any resolution is going to happen going forward is to just remove the man.
Well, in his defense, I mean, the players are responsible for their own actions too. You know, it's
Yeah.
yeah. You can't blame Goodell for like Ray Rice beating his wife or that other player for beating his son or anything like that. The onus has to be on them. And
Of course, but at the same time, he's sparing the rod. He's spoiling the child way too much. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? And
yes, I
that's
agree.
what it comes down to. There's no way I'm going to hold him accountable for everybody's actions. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, you are if these people who are doing the things are the faces, you are the standard. And if you're trying to tell me that if I'm a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old, and you're telling me all I get to do is miss 2 to 4 games if I beat up someone, or if I get drunk, or if I get high, or if I cheat, then what standard does that set? Like, there's already a precedent just in Black America when they say black kids only look to be an athlete or a rapper. But if you're not giving any consequences to these people, then what else is there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is there to look forward to? Like, everybody else in real world deal with consequences. If you fuck up at a job, you get fired, you get suspended, you get put to the side and time out. Hell, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, if
this
you're a
doesn't
CEO,
do
you
that.
can promote
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you're talking about essentially a very good worker, if you will, in Tom Brady. And
it. Mhm.
again, he is the NFL. Like, more times than not, you'll hear more about Tom Brady than just about any other player there is right now.
Mhm.
And
Um,
uh-huh.
I was just gonna say that in just shedding some light, I do like what Goodell tried to do, trying to shed the light in all these domestic affairs, which previously would have just went under the radar and swept under the rug.
He was kind of forced to do that. I feel though.
Yeah, he
I,
was.
he was kind of forced, but he allowed it and convinced the other 30 plus billionaires to accept it. You know, he kind of got pretty much all the big billionaires to say, look, your players did this. We are now the face of America because this is now America's pastime, no longer baseball. And this could probably be the new structure he's trying to show to America. You do a crime, it doesn't matter uh, what your issue. You did a crime, we're going to punish you. Now he has to figure out the proper system or the proper punishment, which he hasn't, but he's trying, and I appreciate the man for doing it. You there?
Yeah, hello?
We there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming in a little too loud now.
Oh, something's wrong with my volume. Give me 1 minute. Okay, good.
No.
My guys, you know.
Hold on, give me a second. All right, say something, Jason.
You guys are very low.
You're really loud.
Yeah.
How about now?
Still the same.
Although he won't leave his face.
I don't know what happened, but I got a phone call, and now you guys are very low.
You want to go ahead and try and rejoin the group?
Okay, I'll be right back.
Alright. Hopefully he knows how to rejoin the chat.
Hold up. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Crap. Damn it, I wanted to add the sound effects to that.
Okay, am I good?
Yeah, I see your hand though. Sexy hand.
Pause.
I am known for my sexy hands. You don't know.
uh-huh.
Super pause.
My hands made a lot of, you know what, videos.
Uh-huh. So
But
anyway,
yeah, this is my fresh out. I'm not really gonna spend too much more time on it because Roger Goodell gets more than enough time on ESPN, and fuck him, and he can eat several dicks. Jason,
Well, he's trying, and I'll give him another shot, but he has to fix his ways, so he's out.
hopefully it's the latter.
Maybe.
But Jason, go ahead with your pick.
Well, I read a interesting article Jack sent me. This has to do with my favorite product, peanut butter. It looks like a nice little Georgia man makes a peanut butter product, and
David.
he was tainted with it was tainted peanuts, and knowing it's tainted, still gave it to companies to make peanut butter and peanut paste. And 11 died, and 700 got sick over the span of 46 states in 2008 and 2009.
The guy in question is Stuart Parnell, and he's the former owner of Peanut Corporation of America.
Yes.
And yeah, and this would be basically like one of the first times a CEO is actually going to go to jail for knowingly selling tainted products or a product that intentionally harmed people. You know, like we didn't see this with GM when they sold the faulty cars. We didn't see this with like the banks when they sold the faulty loans. None of that. But the fact that it's happening now is kind of a good thing.
People died, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get convicted of 71 criminal counts, including conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and wire fraud.
Which is, wow.
Damn, they putting him under the jail.
Yeah, it looks like the feds are seeking a life sentence for him.
In my opinion, they should put him in the not just life in prison, because a lot of these prisons, it is a billionaire prison, so like they'll have a good life, but he knowingly tainted product that could have killed people. People died.
He didn't knowingly taint the product, but he knowingly sold the tainted product.
Yes, and his excuse was, "I'm not going to lose clients." That's his excuse. He doesn't want to dump the batch and lose clients, so he gave the product anyway. And he tried to make it sound good when he said, "Oh, I eat the product too. I fed it to my kids." And when
you're talking about the 2009 congressional panel where he basically fit when they asked him if he actually fed it to his own children.
And then he said, "I plead the fifth," when it was the product in question. So it's insane. He tried to cover it up, and people died. And we're just gonna say life in prison? I don't know. We gotta make an example with all these recalls on GM and Toyota. People die, and people should be held accountable. And if you if it's a tainted product that you could literally kill people with, they should be considered as manslaughter and possible execution. As you know, some states still do that, and the crime happened in 46 states. So.
Yeah, but it's also depends on where he's getting tried at. If he's getting tried in a state that doesn't support the death sentence, then it's just going to be life.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. But the other people, the other workers who are involved in the trial, is Parnell's brother, Michael Parnell, who's facing a potential 20-year prison term, and the plant quality control manager, Mary Wilkerson, who is facing up to 10 years with because of connections with the outbreak.
Shit.
Insane. Yeah. Even the mother almost got in trouble when she attacked the FBI agent who arrested them.
Yeah, the judge yelled at her.
Yeah, she kind of lost her composure in court. Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't during court. It was she during a restroom break. She confronted the FBI agent in the courthouse restroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine that. Jesus. I mean, 700 people, man. 700 people suffered salmonella poisoning from this guy.
Well,
Yeah.
thank goodness my fitness regimen involves no kind of peanut butter involved.
Yeah, I stopped eating peanut butter because my girlfriend's allergic to it. So I'm safe too.
I eat it because of my diet regimen is low sugar, high protein, and fiber.
Oh,
So
shit.
Yeah. Might have been here.
Oh, God.
Jason, don't die on us, man. We need you.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
God.
shit.
Oh, no.
It's begun!
I see the light.
Well, just so you know, you don't have any insurance being on AFRSH, so I don't know what to say on that regard.
Damn. Okay. I'm back.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Jack, what's your pick?
My pick is a bunch of Marvel Netflix news. Apparently they said that with Punisher appearing in the season 2 of Daredevil, if John Bernthal, the new Punisher, actually polls well, we might see a Punisher series spin-off on Netflix. Who's this? Sarandos? This name, Ted Sarandos, the Netflix CCO, said that it's a very likely possibility that a show like this will come out. In other news connected with that, they also said that some of the shows might actually get a spin-off movie. And my head exploded just hearing that. I mean, come on. Wouldn't you love to see a Daredevil Punisher movie?
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Even like a Heroes for Hire movie with Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Holy crap.
But you know they're not going to do that because Luke Cage is black. They're still trying to find a director for Black Panther. They always try and keep the brother man down, not the other man.
Well, I mean, did you see why she didn't want to do why she didn't want to do Black Panther?
Yeah, it was because of creative differences, and she didn't like the way they were going. But although I'm not a fly on the wall to know exactly what that means, at the end of the day, given the formula Marvel has, like, they are winning. You've seen what they did with Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, 2 IPs that nobody thought would have a chance of, reaching the heights they have. So I mean, although I do give Evernay her credit, just the work she has put out. Unless some information is going to be dropped in terms of how it came to be, as a fan and just of common sense based off track record, I'd have to go with Marvel on it.
Yeah, because for the most part, it's like Marvel Studios has been known to drop a lot of like strong directors. Directors with a very clear vision of what they see the movie being. And since Marvel, who has a connection with these characters, who's worked with these characters for however long that Marvel's been around, since since the 40s, since the inception of Marvel or whatever, they already know what they want to do with their characters. So for a director to come in and say, no, this is the way I see it, kind of like Michael Bay kind of thing, not to say that AFRSH, the director who was going to take over for Black Panther, not to say that she was going to ruin the movie or anything, but I feel that's probably where that whole argument stems from,
Two things though. Please do not ever say Marvel and Michael Bay together in the same sentence, because he's already single-handedly ruined a portion of my childhood with Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I know.
I wish I had a fuck 'em button, but you get my drift.
Yeah. If anything, we'll record it and just blast. But God, Michael Bay. But at the very least, with Michael Bay doing Transformers, he did get the name of Transformers out there to, the kids out. What do you call it? Just the younger generation,
Yeah, but to be quite honest, when you have a franchise as storied as Transformers and G.I. Joe and all that, you don't really necessarily need to do much. Just so long as you have someone to handle the CGI work, the rest is pretty much up in the air. You just need to get enough noteworthy actors to actually, get behind it to actually co-sign it, which he did. Megan Fox, Shia LaBeouf for the first outing. Hell, if people aren't going to go for Shia LaBeouf circa, early 2000s, because he was a clean-cut kid before he went, and everybody that wants to smash Megan Fox for one reason or another, that alone brings in ticket sales.
Well, that's Michael Bay though. He does movie porn. That's his thing. If it's not explosions, it's hot girls, and if it's not hot girls, it's crazy action. He's known for that. But I mean, when you're talking about a franchise like Transformers, this is coming from a huge Transformers fan. I've read the comics, I own the toys, I still collect Transformers figures. From what Michael Bay did to it, to what originally it was, there's really not much story to go on with the original Transformers, unless you're talking about Beast Wars and stuff, where they tried to actually attach a story to a show that was mainly created just to sell toys. Even if you look at it, it's if you watch the original Transformers series, real reason why the Autobots are fighting the Decepticons. It's changed in the recent years, yes. But before that,
Cutting in and out.
Yeah, there really wasn't a real motivation for the whole thing. For example, Megatron versus Starscream. Why does Megatron keep Starscream on his team? He's second in command when he knows that he constantly betrays him and ruins him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just silly. But I love that silliness. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, at the very least, people are like the movie, and they are making a second one. So as long as it promotes the franchise, that's the way I feel at least. I've given up on it. Whenever those movies come out, it doesn't take away from the stuff that already has been put out, and I can still enjoy those things. You see what I'm saying?
Doesn't mean I want them any less or any more to be actually behind producing them, though.
No, you're right. You're right. But yeah. So what's your next topic, bro?
Yeah. For those who have actually been paying attention, or those who haven't, a lot's been going on in the raposphere, the blogosphere, the Twitter sphere over the last week and change, for a multitude of reasons. For those in the tri-state, might be a little butthurt as of late because last week Meek Mill outed Drake in terms of him not actually writing his rhymes, and specifically outing him on 10 Bands, which was apparently written in part by an unknown but now very renowned writer named Quentin Miller. Um, and which I'm gonna go ahead into. I'm gonna go ahead and break that down in a second. Quentin Miller went ahead and actually explained that he he never had he never was, nor has he ever been considered a ghostwriter because he's been credited, paid, and on a stipend from Drake, and even mentioned in the liner notes of just about any project he was involved featuring Drake. Um, and then to further things, or I guess to go back on his word or backpedal, so to speak, he went ahead and actually tried to give Drake some chill and told this crowd during the Pink Print tour with his bae, Nicki Minaj, go ahead and let him be great. Fast forward to about 2 days ago, Drake went ahead and released this track called Charged, aiming at Meek Mill clearly. Uh, while most people kind of argued, he was going to be, he was nowhere to be found during this whole tirade that Meek Mill went in on initially on Twitter. He responds, and I guess the reaction to some is kind of lukewarm. Meek Mill went ahead and called it Baby Lotion Soft. Comedian Michael Blackson said it was so soft he made love to his girlfriend. You playing that song? Um, and then on the other flip of the coin, so to speak, his girlfriend Nicki Minaj was upset because last week there was the announcement from the VMAs of the actual awards, where she felt like definitely she was definitely what's the word? I say snubbed, so to speak, and she feels like she was wronged, and she kind of leaned towards the whole, black women, all this, and then Taylor Swift kind of jumped in, and it seemed to be some kind of misunderstanding, and then eventually Taylor Swift went ahead and apologized about a day or so later. Um, Two separate things, obviously, but it comes down to one thing, and Jack and I have already kind of talked about it a great amount, is essentially people. Some of us get it, some of us don't, but at the end of the day, it comes down to ticket sales. Can't really speak for any other genre, but when it comes to rap, most artists you can think of are usually the most talkative when they're in the middle of a promo run, album release, tour, whatever. Whenever there's product out, that's when said artists will mention anything they want under the sun because, again, they have product out. You don't hear anybody else who does not have product out in the whole rock game speaking about anything. Where's Beyonce? Minding her business, looking fly. Where's Schoolboy Q? Working on his goddamn album. Where's a motherfucking uh Petey Pablo? He's not even relevant right now. But at the end of the day, he's doing his own thing, and that's mainly because rap is the new WWE. Not to plug my own site, by the way, AFRSH.com. But I went ahead and kind of explained that ad nauseum that is more about smack talk. And getting back to the whole Drake and Meek Mill thing is it's all about the whole act, or how they call it, doing a promo, cutting a promo, setting up the stage, this Sunday at SummerSlam, I'm gonna see you in the ring, brother, and when the shit goes down, your ass is grass, and I'm gonna be the WWE champion. That's what it's become these days. Beef is not beef circa 2003 as we see it now. Everybody says what they want on wax because at the end of the day, they try and get themselves up. You know what I mean? But behind closed doors, these dudes are probably high-fiving, hanging out, chilling, and all this other shit. But as soon as Twitter's fired up, fuck that nigga. And to be honest with you, I'm beyond jaded at this point. You know, Nicki Minaj was just, what was it, in June? She didn't even realize what award she had won because she wins so many at BET Awards. To now she's actually upset to some degree of her being snubbed for a video show based awards. Like I just don't understand it personally. You know what I mean? And again, it comes down to the product. I mean, you're talking about an award show that initially had something that one of the awards was. I was just reading it. One of the awards was best soundtrack or best post. Was it best postmodern video?
Wow.
And this was in 1999. What the fuck is a postmodern video in 1999? You know what I'm saying? So that, in my mind, already takes the validity out of whatever the fuck the VMAs is supposed to represent.
Mm.
Let alone she's trying to nickel and dime that she's so upset that she can't add another trinket that she probably won't remember the name of. So I don't give a fuck. And in terms of the Drake thing, and I mentioned the whole tri-state thing, is because last Wednesday, Funk Flex kind of prefaced. This is via Twitter, but I'm gonna do it in Funk Flex voice, and I wish I had Funk Flex bomb to use it. But he's like, "It's going down Wednesday, Drake versus Meek. Let's get this handled. Let's be serious. Let's be clear. Funk Flex. I'm doing donuts in my 75 El Camino. Serious. That's usually how he would sound.
Did you hear the news over the weekend where some gang intended to take away Funkmaster Flex's car?
It sounds like you're in the toilet. I can't understand anything you just said.
Basically, in New York, a parking attendant gave away Funkmaster Flex's car by accident.
No, you're talking about Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster Flash, I'm sorry. Wow,
Yeah.
that's...
All right, Jack, I'm gonna need you to get your black people in order, okay?
Yeah,
No,
I got... I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. But yeah, I mean, he went ahead and prefaced last week that he was gonna actually have Meek Mill on his show yesterday. Yesterday passed, no Meek Mill, and a lot of people are going in on Flex, not because of the fact that there was no Meek Mill interview, but supposedly there was supposed to be a new song dissing Drake aired on the airwaves. Now, had this been the early 90s and even the early 2000s, people really wouldn't have, I guess, felt as butthurt. But because nobody likes Hot 97 as it used to be, motherfuckers was upset. So much so that there is now an online petition to try and get Funk Flex off the airwaves. And to be quite honest with you, Meek Mill or not, I've been low-key saying that for a minute. He's 50 years old at a hip-hop radio station wearing the same stuff that my 17-year-old nephew wears. Yeah, you got priorities mixed up there, bro. Even so, nonetheless, it is what it is. So supposedly, Meek Mill's tour for the Pink Print is actually in Toronto today, and his DJ Brand mentioned on Twitter, low-key alluded that they were going to be in Toronto and that nothing was going on yesterday when it was supposed to, supposedly they're supposed to leak the new diss record, and which a lot of people are speculating that he might go ahead and actually leak it today, or he might perform that diss record in Toronto. And what's funny about that is the mayor of Toronto, which I don't remember the name, he went ahead and actually prefaced even last week saying to Meek, or talking about Meek, saying, why, quote unquote, a Canadian hero before he arrives to Canada. Now, I understand Canada doesn't have a whole lot going on besides hockey, but if Bushy Brows has Degrassi and a very, I'd say obviously a successful rap career, if that's two things behind the back to the point where they're calling him a hero and they're firmly standing behind him, y'all got y'all priorities fucked up too. But then again, it is what it is. Toronto's never really won anything in the past, so I get it. Nonetheless, I'm waiting to hear the diss track. I think it would be amazing if Meek Mill were. First of all, he has to actually get in. He has to get past customs. Meek Mill has an extensive ass rap sheet. If he can make it past customs, that already lets me know he's the motherfucking man. Second of all, if he goes ahead and actually performs this track in a 100% mostly Canadian area, I will not only buy albums, which I never do for anybody, I will officially or unofficially be a Dream Chaser supporter. I will play Meek Mill as my ringtone, as my wake up tune. I will ride or die with Meek Mill. And if you go ahead and actually, hopefully Meek Mill or one of your weak carriers is listening, I will go ahead and represent y'all shit to the fullest. I mean that.
You're forgetting about two other Canadian heroes, though.
What, Avril Lavigne and
No,
Tamia?
no, Celine Dion and Nickelback.
Wow. I I don't know. I mean, again, like I said, neither of these two issues would have never ever materialized had neither of these artists on tour. If this is a year ago, we would hear nothing of the sort. However, we're seeing Nicki and Meek all over the place, licking each other on stage and canoodling in videos with Chris Brown and Meek Mill, you know, doing all this, whatever. At the end of the day, to be honest, I'm a fan of both. Not a diehard per se, but if it leads to bars being exchanged, sign me the fuck up. Outside of that, I don't really care for the theatrics and the Cirque du Soleil. So yeah.
Yeah.
But Jason, what do you have up next?
Well, one of my heroes when I was a child, Hulk Hogan, was, well, he says he quit but got fired from the WWE after a video came out, a sex video came out of him using the N-word and ranting in a racist way came out, and Hulk Hogan apologized for it, but he was terminated. And I know a lot of people came to his side, including famous people like George Foreman. Hulk Hogan did publicly apologize for his rant, but what happened was in 2008, he with his partner Heather Clem had a video, made a sex video. Gawker Media released the video, somehow got their hands on it. Now, during that time, his daughter was supposedly dating a black man. He wasn't thrilled about it and just ran off using the N-word left and right and made really racist comments, including other famous actors in the comment. And it just came out now. He's suing the media company that released the film. And this happened 7 years ago. So he did apologize, but this happened in '08. So
Actually, the firing, according to International Business Time, says that the firing came after an unearthing of an audio from a 2012 interview on a Miami radio show. Basically, this is what he said. And everybody down there, Lil Wayne, Birdman, they're all calling me, N-word. And then I started saying it, and I always said it. Now all of a sudden I get heat when I say it. And they say, and the hosts say, Hogan, you can't say that. But then why can they say that to me? Hogan said. And yeah.
yeah, Vince McMahon also did something like that for
Yep.
giggles and trying to play it off. It's just that it's a tough situation when a racist slur is being said, and it's like he obviously doesn't know anything about that word. Just thought it was fun to say. I guess, or just trying to relieve steam. But if he said any other word besides that race, the N word, would he have gotten in this much trouble? And I don't think so. I just think if he said something else, another slur that's maybe Spanish or Asian, I think we treat different words differently. And
Not really. I mean, if you look at what happened with the reporter who put the title "Chink in the Armor," talking about who was that Knicks player, the Asian Knicks player?
I
Jeremy
can't
Lin.
hear what
Yeah, Jeremy Lin. When they were talking about "Chink in the Armor" and it was an article about him, they fired that writer.
he is a no one. I'm just gonna discuss about what happened with Mel Gibson. He never lost his job, and he made movies that sold more than he did before. So I'm talking about a real name artist who actually is not a reporter. I'm actually talking about in the news, and Hogan
Yes,
is popular.
yes, you can say that, but at the same time, you have to keep in mind that Vince McMahon owns the WWE. If he feels that Hogan's use of the word does tarnish the name of WWE, which laughably is, you know, if he feels that it's going to tarnish the name of WWE, then he has the right to fire. That's his job.
Look,
That's what he can do.
I'm just gonna say this. I believe in second chances, and if he actually does mean when he says that, I apologize because maybe he was kidding, maybe he meant it to be meaningful.
Mhm.
Everyone should be able to have a second chance. Isn't this not what this country's meant to be? Like, you fucked up, fine, it happened. Now, what are you going to do about it? You're either going to stick with your guns and saying, yeah, I have the right to say it, or realize, oops, I kind of might have stepped over the line. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Well,
I know it's up to Vince, but I don't know. He is probably the king of all wrestlers.
go ahead. What did you say?
We broke up there. I was saying like he is like the face of wrestling. He is the ultimate wrestler, the king of wrestling. When you think of wrestlers, you think Hulk Hogan, and I don't know. I felt that if he actually has the guts to apologize for what he's done, he should be forgiven. That's just me.
Well, it's still yes. It's up. Yes, that's your call. But at the
Yeah,
same time, you know, he Hulk Hogan does have the right to say whatever he wants.
he does.
He does. I agree with that. But Vince McMahon, as the owner of WWE, has also the right to do whatever he wants with the company. So if he
Yes, I
decides to
feel.
fire Hulk Hogan, then so be it. That's his decision.
I know, but I know he has the right. The two man has the right. He owns the company. He can do whatever he wants to his employees, and that is fine. I'm just saying that it's not right. I'm not saying that what he did was justified or whatever. In my opinion, everyone has a second chance. And if others agree with him, maybe Vince McMahon should also. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Let's keep in mind, like, even though it was kind of tiptoed on, Vince McMahon, not only did he do it in public, he actually
Yep.
did it during an actual taping of, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken, it was SmackDown, because I remember actually seeing that episode, and the episode in question was Vince McMahon walking in the back lot and walking into John Cena, and this was during John Cena's MC days. So Vince McMahon literally tries to match his vernacular, and he's like, "What's good in the hood?" And John Cena is saying, "None, just handling business," and taps on his belt, and then he does his little head nod, and he kind of sizes him up, and he's like, "All right, my nigga," and he walks away.
I know Vince
Now,
did do it. Yeah.
yeah, and then on top of that, what makes it even crazier, not only the fact that it was said, not only because of how WWE sets up those kind of, I guess, situations, they set it up so that way you can hear the audience's reaction, but the fact that you could actually hear, I'm sorry, the fact that you actually see Booker T and his wife right behind them. So, and that, at least for that particular situation, I blame it on the writing, and I guess we all can agree that wrestling fans would know the WWE now is nothing like it was in Attitude Era. Like something like that would have never been written, whether it was for play or otherwise. So the fact that that existed has a life of its own, and there was no reprimanding of Vince on that. And again, I remember seeing it live is beyond me. So for Hulk to kind of get his name, his likeness, his image, merchandise, everything stripped, and you're talking about a fixture, not even necessarily of wrestling at this point. Hulk Hogan, the name and the image, that's a part of American culture. Like there's motherfuckers in China who still have Hulkster T-shirts. So for that to happen, him to be stripped of everything that would represent what he is to that sport, be taken away from video games and all the likeness and such, it appeals to the same. I kind of fault Vince and the actions he's doing, no different to what the NFL is doing with the whole Tom Brady thing, and it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Like he got fired, fine, but they took him out of the Wrestling Hall of Fame that he was inducted in 2005. They put him in there in 2005. Now he's taken out, and if you go to the webpage, his whole bio is gone too. So like he never existed in the WWE. That's insane. Yeah, it's insane. There is no more Hulk Hogan ever. You can't find him associated with WWE. He's taking out the next 2016 WWE game, and it's insane.
And he's replaced by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Something like that. Yeah, like he did with Chris Benoit. And him out, or his stuff out, his bio, his stuff at the video game after he killed his wife and kid.
He even deleted the user critic content while saying it's inappropriate. That's how crazy they went.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Anyway, is there any more we have to say on that topic?
Nah, we kind of got there, I guess. You got anything else on that, Jason?
I have said all I wanted to say about that with the Hulk Hogan case.
All right.
Okay, then I'll bring up some better news, actually. That'll probably cheer all of us up. Mark Hamill will be playing the Joker on the new Killing Joke animated movie.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for. For those of you who don't know, Killing Joke is one of the stories to read of Batman if you're a fan of Joker. I covered this on the website. And spoiler alert, just letting you all know, this is where Oracle comes from. Who I feel is a better character than Batgirl. So, I'm excited. Supposedly, Kevin Conroy is going to also what do you call it? Kevin Conroy wants to play Batman in this movie also, and I would love to see them both together. What do you guys think?
Hell yeah! I mean,
that'd be amazing.
I see that Kevin Conroy already did like his voice work on the Turbo cartoon series, the Slug shit, as a Bat Slug. So yeah, y'all need to go ahead and give the man this one. That goes without saying.
I mean, Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. If you grew up with him while watching Batman animated series, he's just the Batman voice. He was in all the Arkham games. He was in a few of the movies. I have nothing against Peter Bader, but Kevin Conroy is that voice of Batman. And same thing like Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is the voice of Joker. There's no arguing it. He's the best Joker around.
If only both of them could actually be the real Batman and Joker.
Oh, you have.
Oh, we have discussed this, me and Jack, a million times over, and we have came up with a special premise for this with a Batman Beyond movie. If we ever had a Batman Beyond movie, we could see Kevin Conroy play the older Bruce Wayne, now a retired man who's in his late 60s, early 70s, which Conroy is in his late 50s, could play. And you could have Mark Hamill play a 70-year-old, 80-year-old Joker who came back somehow. They did that in the Batman Beyond storyline with the Return of the Joker. Have something like that.
It's an awesome movie too, by the way. Yeah, if you have Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, do yourself a favor and watch it now. Like, pause this podcast and watch that movie. Amazing.
Can't hear you again. You sound like very gargled up.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, they should pause this podcast, go watch the movie, and then they can come back after they've seen it, because it's an amazing movie.
Oh, yes. Watch it, please.
Yes. That's all there is about that news. Is there anything else?
Was that it for me?
I have another topic if we want to go on that. Something Batman related.
Go ahead.
News about the Robin could possibly be in the new Batman movie that's coming out. Well, Batman Superman Dawn of Justice, the new trailer had several scenes. One scene, we see the Robin suit with spray paint, which obviously is the Joker, who spray painted the Robin suit, which the Robin suit looks fantastic, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a rumor about how Zack Snyder's son might play Robin. Now, the kid is young. I saw the picture, so it might be something like a flashback of an early Robin, because it is most likely, in my opinion, that this could be the Robin who died that kind of stopped Ben Affleck being Batman in his storyline. So my opinion is that Robin, Zack Snyder's son, will be a flashback, and we might have Robin dying in another flashback, which said Batman will have to retire or leave. And that's a possible storyline in the Dawn of Justice movie.
Well, we don't even know which Robin it's going to be.
Of course.
If he plays Jason Todd, that could lead into Red Hood. It would be amazing to see Red Hood versus Batman in the standalone Batman movie itself.
It could be Dick Grayson. It could be Jason Todd. It could be one of multiple Robins. We don't know, because it is silent. There's no real information about who wore that Robin suit. We don't know will we ever have a Dick Grayson Robin. Will he just be Nightwing and Jason Todd's the first Robin, or Tim Drake is the first Robin?
Yeah.
We don't know. I doubt it's Damian, because the idea of him having a kid, that would be too much for the first incarnation of this new Batman franchise.
Yes.
But I think it'd be more like a flashback, and then we'll see in the Batman movie that's going to come out later, the standalone Batman movie. Because in the trailer it did say, Ben Affleck did say how many heroes stayed good, how many are around still. So it might refer to a Robin turning bad or a Robin dying. So Would make sense to why they left.
Because we don't know how much of the lore they're going to change in this new series.
Yeah.
I'd be very happy to see Jason Todd. Because honestly, I don't know. Are we ready for another Batman Joker movie? Really?
It could be. I actually do believe it might just be a Joker, like, as a random actor at the very end, and it was something else, like going after the Penguin, and both the Joker and Batman going after the Penguin. It might be the fact that the Joker escapes Arkham doing the Suicide Squad, and Batman tries to put him away. Remember, in the cartoon movie, most of Arkham's criminals broke free from their cells. So this could be the Batman cleaning up all the bad guys. Or it could be how Joker got caught in the first place.
Yeah,
We
but
don't know.
he isn't the same continuity as the movies itself.
Yes. So,
Cities, they're totally different.
yes, I know it could be totally different, but I'm just going based on what I already know by what content has been already published and out. It could be that Joker escaped because of the Suicide Squad movie. Because you see in the Suicide Squad movie, Jared Leto's going to be the Joker. That's confirmed. We could have a Joker Harley movie and Batman instead of just a Joker Batman movie. See? You might be introduced to, say, Joker's gang or the people who are associated with the Joker. And in my opinion, I would love those hyenas from the cartoon to somehow be part of this. I would just love it.
Yeah. Especially if they use the effects that they used in Jurassic World, the hyenas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
That'd be rocking. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So they can do a lot of things, and I trust the way DC is already portraying them. It looks like they are on the ball. They're all on the same page with the Batman, Superman movie, and Suicide Squad. So I would like to see how they do this, a Batman Joker movie. I would like to see it.
I just found an article on Screen Rant that says that it's heavily implied that Eli Snyder, the son of Zack Snyder, will be playing the deceased sidekick of Batman.
So could be a flashback though. It won't be the official Robin today, because he looks young. That kid looked like what? He looks like 16 in the movie. So I think it might be a flashback to a young Robin learning from Batman.
Actually, others age, and they said that the flashback it could be a flashback to the Death in the Family storyline. Yeah.
Then maybe it's Jason then.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay then, because Jason died young, so they might just use him as a one-shot and show him how he lost a Robin fighting the Joker. Okay, maybe that's what to expect, because we know flashbacks are going to be prevalent. It happened in the Superman movie Man of Steel. We already saw a Batman flashback with Ben Affleck in the trailer. So Zack Snyder likes to do flashbacks when he can't explain the story properly. So I could see that.
I don't know, man. I'm still more excited over the X-Men movie, but it's shaping up to be Batman and versus Superman shaping up to be good, actually. So we might have a contender for Marvel and Fox finally.
Yeah, X-Men, even though I like them, they're just never going to be big enough to contend as they can not knock them out. Because none of the X-Men movies knocked out any of the Avengers movies. So as a standalone to a particular movie like Thor and The Incredible Hulk, yes. But Iron Man produced more than them. The Avengers movies produced more than them. The X-Men. So,
Mhm.
but the Batman Superman might. I don't know because there's a lot of after the trailer, I'm on board with the Ben Affleck Batman, but there still might be haters out there who would refuse to see it.
Well,
We'll see.
honestly, after Daredevil, he should be forgiven for Daredevil. That was a long time ago, and he probably already learned from those mistakes. So I'm willing to give Ben Affleck Batman a chance. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm willing to. I always believe in second chances, so I'm giving it to him.
Mhm. So what's going on, Chris? What do you think?
In terms of the in terms of the thing, I'm down to see it. I did see the same thing as far as for Zack Snyder's son being the deceased Robin, because the earliest thing that has been mentioned, right when we knew, who's gonna, who, shit, who, fucking, Batman was gonna be and whatnot, they mentioned there was gonna be a female Robin because of the whole thing. But they haven't mentioned anything more because that was actually a slip. That was a leaked detail. So Warner Brothers apparently is being super mum on everything. Between that, Cyborg is supposed to make an appearance on this thing, mind you. They haven't really mentioned anything about that. And even on another parallel, they haven't really mentioned anything on Green Lantern if he's going to even appear in this one. But supposedly Tyrese has already been in talks with the studio. So if something goes down, who knows? He may be the, I think it's the John Stewart version of Green Lantern. So I mean, there's a few things going on with that. Um, I don't know. At this point, I'm just down to see it. Like I've seen Justice League entirely too many times growing up on Cartoon Network. I just want to see it in real life. So bring me that, please, for
Well,
all intents and purposes.
well, they're not gonna show. Supposedly, the Flash is also gonna be there. Cyborg, Aquaman. They're gonna just be like brief sparkle right there and a sprinkle right there because it is meant to be Superman, Batman. Batman bringing justice to Gotham for Superman, what he and his people can do. Remember, he really truly believes Superman will destroy the Earth, and Superman truly believes Batman is a crazy psychopath who kills people and hurts people. And I don't know how Lex Luthor still fits in it, but when we find out in the third trailer, we might see another one because it took the second trailer to see Wonder Woman, and she looks amazing. So
Yeah.
we'll wait and find out with the third trailer. Maybe we do get to see how everyone fits in. Because remember, they are basing on the destruction of Metropolis. That's what they're basing this on. Metropolis was destroyed. All the other heroes are now coming out. Like, who is this man that could literally destroy the whole planet? So it's all revolving around Superman as this menace. Who is he? That's why we have Wonder Woman all of a sudden. So we might get to see more in the third trailer.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to take the story and flipping it on its head with the introduction of, like, instead of Green Arrow being there or any of the other characters, they're doing Wonder Woman, which I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them reinterpreting the story, to be honest. And if they have the female Robin like they did in the original story, that'd be great too.
They could, because think about it. If Jason Todd's dead, that means there is no Robin at this moment. And let's say Batman, the standalone, is a Batman Harley Quinn. Wouldn't it not be cool to see a female heroine fight alongside Batman?
Yeah,
So,
I no,
I,
I definitely. Or even if they introduce Batwoman, Kathy Kane, that'd be amazing to see her.
okay. Hopefully.
Yeah. So, Chris, on to the
Yeah,
next topic. You have.
I I remember now. All right. Just like that, last week we mentioned in terms of the whole debacle that I felt was title, and just a few days later, Young Jeezy has his 10-year anniversary celebrating TM 101 Thug Motivation, and it was an amazing turnout. If you were in Atlanta and actually had the chance to actually see Jeezy perform his classics, you were treated to seeing such things as Jeezy not only performing the album in some of his hits, but also he brought out Outkast, both Andre and General Patton, General Chico Dusty, aka Big Boy. He also brought out Kanye to perform Put On, which is awesome. But in typical title fashion, the show closes early. Able to see the service for free on title services in the dark. Now, I've been searching this to see if there was any update, and there is still nothing to explain why that is. And given all the personnel changes that I mentioned in the last podcast, now this is just nothing but more fuel to the proverbial fire that this is a bad look. If you're getting such a phenomenal roster of talent, but can't so much as host an actual concert properly and stream it, then what good is it to pay $25 for it? I'm better off being on the other side of the panel and hearing the highlights. Hell, at least I don't have to get my hopes let down. You know what I mean? And I mean, while I would love to actually have seen 3000 perform with Jeezy, I would rather be there as opposed to watching it. But that's just me. I've been to enough concerts to know that that's one thing I want to see, in the flesh. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, it's just, again, this is another thing that I guess I'm going in on everybody. So call it what it is, but goddamn title, y'all are just fucking up the game.
Hey, I mean, if Jay-Z thinks he can handle it, maybe we'll see him bring it back, bring it around.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily It's not necessarily Jay Z because it's not like he's manning the servers himself. Jay Z, for all intents and purposes, is kind of a figurehead and very, up until this point, a very like-worthy figurehead to get behind, especially if you're a fan or a peer. But I feel like there's too many things that are going wrong from different spectrums. You know what I mean? And again, this is now week 2. Beats Music has come out, and even amidst this whole Drake and Meek Mill beef, the big thing for Apple Beats One platform is that Drake released 2 new tracks. So for someone who's a Drake stan, and if you're weighing your comparisons, and even if you don't necessarily own either platform or subscribe to either platform, if I'm a Drake stan, I'm like, all right, here's I'm sorry, 4 free songs for my favorite artists, and no successful months of title, regardless of this Wi-Fi quality sound. It's shit. Early, you know, some of the the biggest artists that were a part of it, like Kanye, are jumping ship. Again, this is just another thing that's just pointing in the direction of Beats One. Apparently, God loves Apple platform as opposed to title.
I mean, I didn't know that Kanye was dropping title.
Well, when they were doing this whole spiel of, you know, promoting for this whole thing, everybody had this, teal blue icon, and Kanye being Kanye went ahead and removed it after about a month or so, which had people already speculating like, oh, what's Kanye doing? Is he having another fight with his big brother? But, you know, although he stayed quiet and although he hasn't made any moves on either direction, if I'm Kanye, arguably one of the biggest artists out right now, it's not necessarily like he needs to do this. Given the recent, happenings of title, it's not like he's benefiting from it. If anything, anybody, below Kanye, like a J. Cole, for example, they could be taking a potential L. All this service needs is just one significant blow of note, and it could be done from here. So yeah.
Right. So, in other Marvel news, we officially have writers who are going to be involved in the new Spider-Man reboot, which are John Francis Reilly and Jonathan M. Goldstein. They were both involved in writing Horrible Bosses 1 and 2 and Vacation, so they're mostly comedy writers. Aside from that, the director of the new Spider-Man movie, John Watts, is going on, in an interview basically said how he feels that Tom Holland will be the perfect Peter Parker and the perfect Spider-Man. If you haven't groaned already, yeah, I don't know. I'm very depressed with all the stuff about the new Spider-Man movie, to be honest with you, and it keeps getting worse and worse. It's like they're digging themselves further and deeper into this hole. I don't know. I don't know. It's the point where I feel like I want to give up on Spider-Man now.
So, this is all I'm just going to say. I had the same feeling when I heard about the casting for the Suicide Squad, and then the trailer came out. So I'm just going to wait until the trailer comes out, because you don't know, maybe somehow they pulled it off. We just don't know. So I'll wait, not for the first trailer, the second trailer. That's the trailer that I always look for, mostly. But if the first trailer is awesome, good, and I know. If the first trailer is not, I will still wait for the second. And I'll know by then if that's something I want to put my money into and actually buy a ticket.
But still, John Hughes inspired Spider-Man. Really? John Hughes inspired Spider-Man?
You don't know. It's been 30 years, so we'll see what happens.
I don't know, man.
Maybe that's the type of comedy that actually could fit somehow. So we never really got a decent, great reboot yet. So Garfield was not that good, but they pulled it off then. So let's see. Who knows? Maybe they could pull it off.
Garfield wasn't a great Spider-Man, but still, the cast saved that movie.
True. It was a great storyline, perfect cast. True.
Yeah.
But they felt that it didn't work with the universe, so they got another reboot, which is insane. You should not reboot a movie twice within a decade, but that's what we're getting. We got a reboot 2 years ago with the first Spider-Man and with Garfield. Now we're gonna get another one in 2 years from now, which just sounds so bad. But
yeah.
Yeah, but what do you expect from Joe Quesada's Mickey Mouse?
Yeah. Ugh.
Stop paying the man. Just fire him.
The fact that we have one more day, and now renew your vows, where he doesn't even acknowledge one more day happening, is bullshit alone. And now that he comes out like, oh, Spider-Man's the Mickey Mouse of Marvel, fuck you, Joe Quesada.
I can't believe he said that.
Whatever, man. He's doesn't care what I have to say.
No, like, whatever you want to say, like, he's not the face. If you want to say he's the face of, say, the Outer Boroughs, maybe, but he is not the face of Marvel.
No way, Spider-Man is Marvel.
the face of Marvel is either Captain America. He could be a face.
Yeah.
The Hulk. The
Iron
first
Man.
phase of Fantastic Four.
I would agree with.
The first school. Professor X. Those are the only ones I would say could be the face, not Peter Parker.
Yeah,
I'll say Robert Downey's Iron Man, hands down, just because of what it did for the franchise.
There you go. I'll count him either. I'll count him too.
But Joe Quesada is never going to include the X-Men, mainly because Marvel Studios doesn't own X-Men.
Yep.
Well, it's going to lead to their destruction because DC owns everyone's character in their universe.
Yeah, but Warner Bros. Isn't making a studio primarily to make DC movies. That's what annoys me. They should combine all their efforts together and just say, you know what? We have the popularity. We have these characters that people know by heart. Think about it. When you ask anybody, name a superhero, who do they go to? Batman, Superman, Flash. They barely mention Marvel characters. They'll mention Spider-Man, yeah, but Marvel doesn't own Spider-Man. Yeah, they have a deal with him now, but that's originally from Sony, you know?
Yeah. Because Marvel plays loose with their heroes. They're not like name heroes like look up in the sky, you will see their insignia. They're like heroes on the underground. They are not meant to be shined in public like the Avengers were. I feel the Avengers were that answer. Why don't we have heroes? Let's make the Avengers team. You know?
Well, originally the Avengers were put together because they wanted to get all these heroes that didn't sell that many books. So they're like, we need another team up. Let's get this group of people together. Don't sell well together. Sell well separately, and maybe we'll come out with something. Because the whole back in the day, neither was Hawkeye, neither was Black Widow, neither was any of those characters.
The only ones that was selling was the Fantastic Four, X-Men, Captain America. They were the ones selling.
Exactly. I mean, if anything, I feel that the Fantastic Four should be the face of Marvel because they are Marvel's first family. You know, minus the horrible movies that came out in 2004, minus those, the Fantastic Four is the face of Marvel.
They should be. They should be.
Unfortunately, Reed Richards' family is dead. God, I hate Secret Wars. I'm just saying that right now.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, I just can't read it. Sorry. Not gonna do it. I read the original, loved it. Can't. This is insane.
I'm trying to read it. I'm just, it's torturous to read through, honestly. I don't know. That's probably why I went back to like reading old Deadpool comics, just to cheer myself up from all the crap that's being printed now. You know?
Yeah, I'm reading the X-Men 92 ones. That's all. That's it for Marvel League of Wars for me.
Yeah. So that should be it for everything.
Yes, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, although we did kind of go in this week, I feel this is a good one, good run, if you will, fellas. Good job, guys. One final thing I'll say before we sign off is that super nerds like myself, tomorrow marks the launch of Windows 10. I'm excited. You should be excited.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my motherfucking computer to automatically update. Probably will call off work so that way I can go ahead and enjoy it. Going down. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get my motherboard BIOS ready so I can upgrade it. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait. But that's episode 2 in a can.
Say what?
That's episode 2 in the can.
Word. Any parting words, fellas?
Live long and prosper.
Watch Attack on Titan.
Hell yeah. And these nuts. Got 'em.
Ah.
All right. And again, subscribe to the podcast. Please check out our stuff on AFRSH.com. That's AFRSH, because we didn't buy a vowel at Wheel of Fortune. Until then, I'm Chris G.
Jack Ritt.
Jason Berman.
Signing off, and we'll catch y'all motherfuckers next week.